Is that where you guys are from?
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs and MC. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs and a mic with your host, DJ Mike
Is that a timetable?
and DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
Yes, we are live.
Live?
Did you
Hold
hit,
on,
did
hold
you,
on.
no,
Yeah,
we're live.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah,
We're
we're live.
Hey,
Still,
hey, hey,
still
hey.
there, baby.
We're here. We're in here.
Yeah.
We're in here.
We're back once again. Two DJs and a mic.
Like I say, y'all, we just gonna go
Yeah,
grab them.
yeah.
Whoever's walking
Yeah.
around and not
Yeah,
speaking,
that's exactly-
we're gonna grab
That's
them.
exactly that's the whole marketing. Is he around walking? Let's see. We're
Yeah.
just looking for guys walking. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that guy. He's walking.
Yep. Well, y'all, this is the great Bill Harman. I heard him about 5-6 years ago. He can't believe I can still remember his speech. And the greatest thing, not just his speech, but me and my wife, it was our first time going to Mobile Beach. We were walking through the showroom floor.
Yeah.
And Bill, with his nice shoes that he told me his wife had bought for him, the blue and brown ones.
Yeah.
I have a great memory.
Oh,
But
yeah,
he
you do.
said, he talked about him in his speech. He came and walked me and my wife through the showroom floor for about an hour and just poured into me. So, like I say, every time I come to a conference, I meet somebody great. Bill didn't have to do that. He's somebody. I was a little DJ with no name, just walking, just making my first appearance. And he actually walked around with me and my wife for over an hour, talked to us, shared with us, talked about stuff, and poured into me. And I'll never forget that. You didn't know that, but that was one of that was very inspirational.
And I've heard this story several times.
And I've told him about it. So
and that was his punchline to get me to come to a conference.
I was your punchline.
No,
I got it.
Keith
You
was
were the
the
punchline.
punchline.
Keith-
It wasn't a punchline.
Keith
It was
was
a
a
great
bully.
telling you that Keith was a bully to him. But no, it was just saying these are the kind of people that you're going to meet.
Oh no.
And I wanted to, tell him.
And it was a great. I mean, I'm saying really, all bull aside, it was a great point.
Yeah.
Because in this industry, there is a part of it where people are so standoffish.
Oh God, yeah.
And
It's worse. It was way worse when I first started going to conferences. The first one I went to was 1999. It was Vegas, and people in your own market wouldn't talk to you. They'd see you on the street. They walk to the other side of the street. They wouldn't have lunch with you. They wouldn't talk to you. It was really. Oh, sorry.
yeah, we got a photo out. There, thank you.
So So
Lord have
because
mercy.
when they
Maybe we
figure
don't need to
they're
go
gonna
to that side.
they're gonna hear things. They think, well, you'll hear about the song that I used last night that really killed the room. This super mix that I do. You hear that, man? You're gonna steal it, and then I'm out of business. What?
Do people
What?
not realize
You know
that
what speakers I use? Man, I can't now. I got to get different speakers.
you're gonna
And
do
that's real.
whatever you have, you still can't do what I can. Nobody can do.
Well,
No
You
one,
can't even
no
duplicate
one can be
yourself.
Mike. Nobody can
Yeah.
be Jay. Just
Yeah.
can't be.
Yeah.
No matter what you try.
Yeah.
Okay. You and I, look, I can give you my entire set list. You can come and watch the show. You videotape it. You go home and do your best impersonation.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly what I do, exactly what I say, exactly what I play. And it's still just you trying to do somebody else. And they wouldn't even say that's a Bill, that he's trying to be like Bill. They'd just be like, he's trying to be someone other than him.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's what ends up being. So when you go to a show and the only thing you're trying to do is pick up what a lot of guys call nuggets,
yes.
which is really, I just want to see a thing that I can copy.
Ah.
It's like, okay, I get it. I was that guy. You know, half the bits that I had, half the jokes that I told, like comedians or other DJs, or the first time I heard a great mix in the club I first worked at, I copied it. But I also knew that I wasn't taking that guy off the shelf because I was doing his mix better than him. Because the mix is the mix. I mean, it's just Elton John is always Elton John, right?
Yeah.
You know, Jay-Z is still Jay-Z. Which song we put together, it's just music, and it's still counting. You know, mixing the song is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do some cool things, but really, after all the cool things you do, the person who's most impressed with it anyway is the DJ next to you.
Yeah.
The person on the dance floor is just excited you went to a song they like. How you got there, they're not paying that close attention.
No.
They just aren't.
They just suck.
We think it's cool.
Yeah, we know it's cool.
Oh yeah. But we ain't paying each other for nothing, right?
No.
It's the customers that are coming to the clubs, the customers that we're getting hired to do parties, and they are looking for this feeling. Not that you got them there because you mixed really well. I'm not saying mixing is bad, and because I like it and I'm good at it. And when I was mixing, the first time I learned to beat mix, I was in Connecticut at a place called El Torito's.
El Torito's.
Yeah, it was a Mexican joint with a big sunken dance floor with the brass rails around it, you know, and dance.
You got a great memory.
DJ
too.
up around thing, and I need a gig.
Yeah. What was the 2 songs that you first mixed?
I'm out there.
Remember
Man.
that? Yeah. Go ahead.
Jeez, what was the first 2 songs I mixed? First song I played in that club was Old Time Rock and Roll, which I guess I'll have to tell that whole story. But the first time I played a song in that club that worked was EU the Butt. Okay.
Doing the butt.
Right. sexy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, here's the story. I need a gig. I just broke up with I moved to Connecticut for a girl. That was a bad idea. Okay. One day she
Very
said,
bad idea.
"Why are you here?" Why are you here? So that's how we broke up.
Wow.
So I needed a job and I also needed a place to stay.
Yeah, foreign
So
land.
I heard there was a DJ a booth in there. I had a little skill, so I went in. They hired me on the spot. Brought me, said, "Come in Friday." I get there and the place is packed. Now, what I didn't know about the place, it's an African American club,
Oh, okay.
which is fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I walk in and I stand the fuck out. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No.
I apologize.
No, you're okay.
I'm really sorry.
No, you're good.
But I
You good.
I stand out.
You will.
But that's not a big deal. Like
Uh-huh.
it's a DJ booth, records are records. I know what I'm doing. Make my way up. I get to the booth. I start flipping through the stuff they have.
Did
And I had
everybody
bringing
stop
things.
moving?
Oh well,
Did they just stop and
I got
everybody
a
looked
lot.
at
Who is this guy? Yeah.
When I got to the booth, I saw a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm up there just kind of trying to figure out what I got and what I'm gonna. They got 4 turntables rather, and they got all these albums and 12 inches. And before I start anything, the owners come out, and a couple of white guys take me to the back. We got to talk to you about something. Take me in the back and said, "Okay, the reason we hired you is because we're changing the format of the bar."
Oh wow.
Okay.
I know what that
So what do you
is.
mean? It says we're gonna play nothing but oldies rock and roll. You know oldies rock and roll, right?
Oh,
And I'm like,
my God.
and you've
Well, they
promoted.
put you in a bad situation.
You promoted this, right? No, you're gonna start tonight, and they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn.
Wow.
Okay, I'm 24,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, Okay. I could even start with Old Time Rock and Roll if I have to. But if I'm going to do it, you two are going to follow me to the booth. You're going to stand with me in the booth for at least the first hour. Okay, because you're going to explain it. I shouldn't have to explain this. You're going to explain it. And this place it's like 6 deep at the bar. Yeah. There's people standing in that second dance floor because there's no other place to stand. That's how jam-ass packed this place is. I mean, it's jammed, just waiting for the DJ to light it up, the way they do it all the time. So I'm up there, and I take a breath. I got the guy standing behind me doing this, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'm doing. I get on the mic. I said, good evening. Welcome to All Torpedoes. I'm the new DJ. I'm Bill. And apparently, according to our guys right here, we're changing the format. So, boys and girls, welcome to Rock and Roll Night. And I hit the thing, and I went, bum, 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 bum. Before it got to the next piano lick, 3 shot glasses hit the wall behind us. Bang, bang, bang. And these guys went, just play whatever, man. And they leave. And this next song was The Butt.
The Butt.
And I rocked the joint. And the 3 DJs that regularly worked there were there that night. I think they knew what was going to happen. And they came up to me afterwards and they said, "It's got some nuts on you, kid. Do you know what you're doing?" I said, "I think I do, but I don't know if I do now." So they took me under their wings, and they taught me how to really mix. They taught me how to scratch and pop. One of the guys, according to him, was trained and DJ'd under Grandmaster Flash.
Oh.
So I learned some stuff. And I was doing mashups and mixes and scratches with 4 different turntables at a time when I was done. And it was the greatest education I ever had in mixing. And it was a great experience working in that place.
Wow.
But that first day, I'm lucky that shot light didn't hit me. It literally shattered into a million pieces on the cement behind us.
You could have had a concussion.
I could have had a shard of glass in the back of my neck.
They put you in a bad situation, man.
Absolutely. Well, it's just it's the racism of it all.
Yeah.
It's you got a club full of money.
Yeah, and they were trying
what
to
are you
change.
doing?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of any violence or any problems at this place ever. That's the reason I went, is because it was supposed to be such a great place.
Yeah.
So it was just
So did they keep the format or did they change it back?
Oh no, you heard dun 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 was all the format that they got, and then we just went back to play whatever they want.
Because
I'm talking about after that night. Did they
try to do it again? No.
No. Okay.
No. Well, plus now I'm hired, and the other 3 guys, they didn't want to change. Yeah. So now we're all in solidarity. The only way they would have been able to do anything is to fire us all, and then close. Really, the only way you change the format of a club anymore, especially if it's close it, change the name, market it for a month, and under new management, great, right? Yeah. But to do it that way is pretty much it's like they got on the mic and they said, "Black people, get out." Yeah, that's literally what they were trying to do. Literally, it was so much money floating in that place.
Wow.
It's like it had to be that, because it wasn't the money. I mean, the place was just, the people had tons of money, throwing money around. And all they're in there doing is everybody's having fun. There wasn't anything happening except for having fun.
And you wonder why the term is the customer is always right.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to entertainment, people know what they want.
Yeah.
And if you market one thing and you give them another,
you can't do that.
You got to deal with that.
You can't do that.
So what are you doing these days, Bill? What's going on with Bill?
What's going on? Well, I live in Minneapolis. I'm married to a beautiful woman for 5 years, and I got 2 daughters. And I have my most of the DJing I do is all private. I do a lot of weddings. I'm known for weddings. Yeah. I do corporate. I'm known as a storyteller and a master of ceremonies. And now, since '99, for that first conference I was at, I've started to teach.
Yeah.
I didn't start doing that in '99. I started doing that later. But I've got this workshop that I've done for about 14 years now. Mm-hmm. And it was just once a year, and I was always in Minneapolis at the Electric Voice headquarters, and 16 people. But now it's, I've gone to England with it. I've been to Australia with it. I've been to Canada. They're bringing me back. I've been to England twice, Australia twice. They're bringing me back to England next year.
So what is it about? What are you teaching?
Well, the entertainment experience came out of a speech that I told at the Northern DJ Conference back in the day, that Disc Jockey News and those guys promoted.
That's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, and I had never written anything. I'd always been a master of ceremonies for all those things, an MC. And they wanted to kind of know my process. And because I came from a background of acting and theater, I really didn't come at it. I learned DJing. I mean, my first entertainment job, I was 12. I got a radio job. And then I've also worked in radio. But it was always, I was on stage doing plays and stuff like that. And I never really saw DJing was one thing, right? You played music, they danced to the music made people dance. That's just using the equipment to turn it up loud, right? Over here, what I do, what I say, how I interact with the audience can move people emotionally, whether it to be cheers or to get them excited or make them sad or romantic or whatever it is, whatever emotion I can do over here. Script. I never saw the same until I did that speech, and I talked about how I've used all these things in theater all the years to be able to show me or to inform me how I wanted to move forward as a performer doing private events, because I didn't think I could be a DJ and make $350 and the same thing everybody else was making and still also do it for a living. And I've always wanted to be a professional performer, full time. That's all I do for a living since I'm 12. And I never really got there until about five years after I got married is when I was able to quit everything else. And then between this and the voiceover work I've done and the commercial work I can do, the theater stuff that I've done, but mostly my reputation is I'm really good at weddings and creating that storytelling vibe. So the workshop has 2 days of talking about those theatrical pieces and tenements that you need to be able to understand what happens in a room when you're in there.
Okay.
There's a bunch of things in a wedding or any party that are happening like there's a stage and there's an audience, that even if you're not aware of it, it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
How the room is staged is happening. You can either take advantage of it and understand it and use it, or it happens on its own. But there's a story being told. You can understand what that is, and then you can help tell that story. Now you're in charge of the story. There are transitions that can go from one chapter to another chapter to another chapter. Chapters being this happened and then that happened and then that happened. Like when people arrive, that's one chapter. Transition into cocktails, there's another chapter, cocktail hour. A chapter from cocktail hour to dinner. There's a page turn. There's transitions.
Okay.
There's backstage stuff that I call setting up for success, which is all the things you can do ahead of time to manage the risk that the thing you're doing is not going to fail. You want this thing to work. You want to make sure mom cries at the right time. There's a lot of backstage stuff like doing a magic trick that if you do, you can make sure it happens. And I talk about all of those things and make them aware of the strings in the room that are at their disposal. And the last thing I talk about on the first day is about your performance and your instrument, your voice and your body, and the things you can do to help present that story. And then the second day, I teach some improv. We do some improvisational exercises. I give some critique. You get up and do some MC work, and I'll talk about what you're good at, what I can see is great at, what you could do if you want to evolve to something else. Okay. If you're looking to be more polished, you want to work on this and that and that, right? I'm not trying to make bills. I'm trying to make you, but more polished, right?
I like that.
More
I'm
polished.
not trying to make bills. I'm trying. Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah, and there's a sales conversation too, and there's understanding what your actual value is and understanding where that value actually comes from. And because, as we know, none of that value has anything to do with the stuff we bring. Like you were saying, means you copy a guy's show, that's great, but it's still your show. And the only reason they're hiring Jay is because of Jay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Jay can do it with a bullhorn. We don't care. As long as Jay makes a party.
Yeah.
If Jay doesn't have a speaker or a microphone, but Jay can make a party, we're going to pay Jay.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to want your tools.
Yeah.
But they don't care about your tools, right?
No.
So that conversation happens too. So what I get to have is I get to make an impact on people's lives around the idea that they hope to make a living at this.
My boss just passed by
Yeah, that was his.
That was your boss.
in the front.
Yeah, she didn't give you much more than that, though. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm lucky. They've all said nice things, and the one thing I can say is every one of them have raised their prices at least 40 to 50%.
Wow.
After the last
2
day of the workshop.
days. How long is it? 8 hours a day? 4
Yeah,
hours?
8:30 in the morning until about 5:30 at night, Monday and Tuesday, with a break for lunch, and then And then if I do a third day, I do an editing workshop on artistic voiceovered spotlight dances. Like if you're doing something with your mom, I'll interview you about your mom, and I'll cut you into your song with your mom. Right?
I know
It's
your
pretty
story.
awesome.
I know. I've seen.
Yeah,
I've
you've
heard
seen
your
those
work.
edits,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen your work.
Yeah,
So
that's-
awesome.
no, I have to check
he
that
does
out.
something that's got everybody in the room crying, and,
Yeah.
and that
Well,
is just in
yeah.
he's a
Yeah, but see, with even that tool is a great tool
yes,
that you saw. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of theater,
yeah,
and I like it a lot.
yeah.
But it's not without the other things of understanding how to set that thing up to give to the audience.
Yeah.
You might not get one of the reasons why you emotionally met that shirt is if you told a story before I did it.
Oh yeah,
I told a story that brought you around to where I need you to be, and I said, now look at this. It's the same thing that happens when you watch television or a show or anything. They set you up for the laugh. They set you up for the tears. And that's the storytelling that we all have in our disposal if we just took the time to nurture those things. My class doesn't necessarily make you a better storyteller, but it does point out that you have those things available to you.
Yeah,
That here's where you can start working.
Yeah.
Right?
You give the awareness.
Yeah. And I've got people that have never DJ'd, and I've got people that have DJ'd for 30 years that have taken this thing. And almost all of them are like, oh, damn. Because it's the perspective,
that's
right?
what I said when I heard some of it. Oh
Yeah.
damn!
But the thing that stands out to me is you took two different arts
and meshed them together. Yeah.
and you mashed them together. So you did something, and the beauty of this for me is it's always about the backstory. For me, that tells the real story.
Right.
So for me, that real story is you wanted to be an actor, and you never went away from that.
No, I knew
You
what I
learned
was.
how to DJ, and you implemented acting into DJing,
Mhm.
which became telling a story.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you have, and I don't know if mastered is the word, and I don't want to say mastered in the sense of you've reached your pinnacle. You've put something in place, and you continue to evolve with that. You're very good at reading the room.
Not the reading the room.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just
no,
saying,
but that's good.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
he's
saying, with
telling
telling the story,
Yeah.
he has to have a good,
Yeah.
You have to be present enough to know what's happening.
yes,
Yeah.
and be, because what if you're telling the story and the story is not popping or it's
Or
not
people
grabbing?
start having a conversation.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So you have to have
Awesome.
enough to be able to improvise.
Right.
And being an actor,
Yeah.
you have to be
Well,
able to
and
improvise.
improvisation comes from being present in the room about what's going on, and then being unafraid of the fact that you've been knocked off a track. You got a track, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to play that song, and I'm going to play this song. I'm going to say that at this beat. I know exactly what my script is. But you get knocked off that beat. Sometimes you go, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Improvisation is, I know I'm probably going to hit. What I have is a plan,
Yeah.
and I know that I'm going to fall off the track.
No.
And when I fall off the track now, I'm going to go there. It's taking me that way. Sure, I'll go that way. No problem. Let me go that way. And then when you feed it and it goes where it needs to go, I remember where I left the track. I just come on back, right?
Yeah.
Which is nice about having a plan in the script, because now if you have to go someplace, you're not lost in the wilderness because you went off on a tangent. You know what you're supposed to be, right?
Oh yeah.
And this is, and I get what you're saying about taking two things that are different, but the epiphany wasn't that they're different. It's that they're
Well,
the
no,
same.
it's
Oh,
you.
yeah.
They're exactly the same.
Yeah. Where's
Theater and DJing, same
Yeah.
exact thing.
Yeah. You're an entertainer.
It's
Yeah.
just that all of these tools you have as a performer over here, as an actor, you don't think you can implement over here because all you got is two turntables and a mic, right?
It goes back to our conversation, walking over here.
Right.
It,
Right.
You can transfer these same things into anything that you do.
Exactly.
And I had a friend told me this. He said, your talent is your talent. Your gift transcends into everything that you do. Your talent is fixed in time. It has a slot.
Right.
But your gift can be implemented in anything you do.
Right.
And I always tell people, I said, oh, I'm a good DJ. I know the skills, But my gift is I understand people and how it relates to music.
Right. And how it relates to how you are in the building. Once you're in the building, then the dynamic of the building has changed. Period. Whether you are the loudest person in the room or the quietest person in the room, there's a dynamic happening. Then you come in, and Jay, now all of a sudden the room is different. Now if you have the skills, you know that because you're in the room, that the energy has changed. You now also know that you can elevate that. You can. You don't have to.
No.
And you could do it accidentally by falling on your face and everybody laughs, right? And accidentally, right? Or you can have a plan to elevate the room.
You don't want to do that. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like
exactly.
we make an impact everywhere we go. Now imagine if you can make an impact that you've made a plan to make an impact. And that our impact can be limitless. It isn't just my impact tonight's going to be I'll be the loudest thing in the room, playing the songs that you dig, and you may dance to it. That's one impact that you think you can have, as opposed to knowing you can have any small scalpel-like impact you want. You want that whole room at the same exact time to go, you can do that. You have that gift. Yeah. Every human being does. Our confidence level keeps us away from it. Or our mom who once said, you're not all that. You're not all that. Now back it off, young man.
Or your boss,
come on now.
Or your wife.
Right. Come on now. Your mom and your grandma saying, come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Reel
it back, kid. Right. And we bring that into our world, even though we fought against it. Now we do it and let those voices of the past do that to us, as opposed to understand that you reel it back when you're being a jerk. Right. The DJ who's thought of as a douche, right? He's attacking the room without any thought for the room, right? There's a lot of things happening in the room he's not aware of. He's just, I'm here, I'm loud, don't look at me, don't touch me, I'm gonna play the song. Got it, I know what I'm doing.
That sounds
no
like
awareness,
people
right?
I know too.
And they think that because of that guy, they think all DJs that way, right?
Wow.
So that we have that thing we got to get past too. As they see the guy, they go, he's a DJ.
Oh.
Right? Or when somebody says, what do you do for a living? So I'm a performer. Really, what kind of performer are you? You go, I'm a DJ, and they go, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, that's so
like
what do you do for money?
Yeah. Like I told
what do you do for a real job?
I said this on the show the other night that stop using the term side hustle. It's not a side hustle. It's your business.
It's your profession.
It's your profession.
Well, it is if you choose to make it.
Yeah.
There are plenty of people that have taken this and turned it into a side hustle. And we could be upset about that it's been called a side hustle. But I know plumbers that have it as a side hustle.
Yeah.
I don't like that term either because it makes it sound like you're doing it just for the money.
Yeah.
And you don't care about the people that they're contracted by.
I
don't like that. But it is, it's an extra, for a lot of guys, it's an extra money gig.
Yeah.
This is my beer money. I don't call it beer money, but a lot of guys do. It's like,
it
is. I DJ. Really? You DJ? How long you been DJ? Well, I don't do it for a living. Okay. Well,
why do you do
it? Automatically downgrade yourself.
Well, you do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the first time you DJ'd, you did it for a living?
No, I didn't.
No, you did not.
I love music.
Right.
And the funny thing, the first time that I did it in front of an audience was like the worst day of my life. Because it was.
Well, maybe my acting class.
Yeah. Because I had been doing it for 2 years. Well, I had been doing it.
Yeah,
we're live.
Why don't I'm gonna do that next time you're at a bar mitzvah. What are you in the middle of a bar mitzvah? Can we just get in the way?
Yeah.
I was attracted to Bill.
Hey, no problem. As long as you show them the boot, you'll be okay. Don't show them the boot.
That's my it's my ex-wife. She won't leave me alone. I'll send you the money, honey.
Thanks, Howard.
Checks in the mail, sweetie.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
Okay, so I want to hear more.
So
that first time,
I had been DJing for about maybe a year and a half or two. I'm talking about every day. So we got a contract to do our junior high school.
Who's we?
Me and two more guys that I grew up with.
Okay, so you guys were a team or a company or just?
Yeah, we were just a
guys
team.
with a bunch of gear.
We were just
one guy had the speakers. Yeah. One guy had the records.
Yeah,
I was like, two of us was.
I got it.
Two of us was 15, or no, we were going on 15. Yeah. The other guy was maybe 17.
Uh-huh.
So we had gear amongst each other.
Right.
So I was a freshman. Me and my other friend were freshmen.
Yeah.
We went back to our junior high school to do the dance.
Okay.
So they did their thing, and it was time for me to go.
Oh boy.
As soon as I got up there, it was like everybody stopped and turned around
and looked at you.
and walked my way. So I'm just like,
First time that happens to you, man, you want to hide.
dude, I was shaking so hard, and I just I couldn't do anything. I locked up, and it was like the worst day.
So
ever.
did you get through it?
Only thing I remember is that.
So you walk out like you had a roofie, and
Yeah.
you're done?
That's the only thing. I'm telling you,
Oh
that's
my
the only.
God.
That's
Oh
the
my
only part I remember.
That's great, man.
That's terrible, Mike.
Dude, it was. Hey,
So
it
how
was
do you
hard.
remember the next time?
Oh, then you know.
Or was there next time for
Yeah,
a while?
no,
you
it
have to
was
have
next
therapy
time.
a couple
No,
weeks before you.
No, I was good. I was good. No, the funny thing is, we started doing parties throughout our neighborhood.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah.
After I
Those
got
are
over
best,
that
actually.
initial time,
Yeah.
oh no, I was good. I was good.
Oh, my
They couldn't get me off. But man,
You
that
don't
first
it's
time,
funny that you don't remember.
Oh.
You don't remember anything but
I
up to
don't-
that point. So
I'm
did somebody
telling you.
come plug tag you
dude,
and tell you?
I
get
can't
out?
even remember what happened after that.
Oh,
I just
wow.
remember sitting there just shaking, and I was trying to scratch, and it was like,
Oh my
and I
God.
just feel I didn't even look up no more.
Well, I gotta tell you, my first one was the first time my first time on air on the radio. I opened the mic and I thought, oh damn, the whole city is listening to me.
That came to you first before you spoke?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
dear God.
No, it came to me when I opened the mic, but then I got through it. It was
Yeah.
like maybe 5 seconds, and I was fine. But it's just everybody's listening.
Kind of
to me.
vapor locked for a second.
So you like, oh God, my mom's listening, my neighbors, potential girlfriends, everybody's listening. And if I blow this or if I'm horrible, what happens? But I got through it too. But Mike, I didn't do like you. I got through
Dude,
the
I'm
show.
telling you,
I did the whole
but
show.
see, the thing was, for me at that point in time, I was very shy.
Yeah.
I was very shy.
Yeah.
I learned how to dance. I learned how to do a lot of things without people knowing.
Yeah.
So when they saw that, even when I just finally DJed, it was like, dude, when did you learn?
Wait,
how to
you learn how to dance without anybody knowing? You dancing in front of a mirror?
Damn right.
With a hairbrush and everything?
Damn right. Nobody
Come
saw
on,
it.
Mike.
Hey,
That's
I'm just being honest.
I got
was
it.
very,
You are. You being
I was
got it.
very shy.
honest. Oh,
Very
my
shy.
God.
My first it was a corporate thing. I didn't call it a corporate thing. But my dad was a nurse anesthetist at a place called Paul Oliver Memorial Hospital in Frankfort, Michigan.
Uh-huh.
And they were doing the Christmas party for the nursing department. And somebody goes, "Isn't your kid a DJ?" And he goes, "Yeah, I guess. Well, you should DJ our thing." This is a small town. Beulah, I lived in Beulah, 600 people, right?
Wow.
So my mom and dad have a record collection. And they have, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember those big furniture pieces of console record player with a turntable and a spindle. You put the record on top, and you put that little hook on the top of it, and then you push a button, and it goes and click and drops, and the turntable, and the needle comes up, and boom, right? That's what I got. That's what I got, and it's got a radio.
What you were DJing.
We humped that thing in the room, brought it up on it. It's like 6 feet across, so the big old speaker in it, right?
We're going
That's all I got.
And about 200 to 300 pounds.
I'm on. See, exactly. It's like
Some
a
of them had a
Volkswagen.
TV.
It's like a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So we bring it up and we get on stage, right? And I only got as the records my parents have. I don't have records. The radio station has records.
Yeah.
I can't bring their stuff. So my mom and dad have Sonny Jarrett's Greatest Hits, Manavani, Jesus Christ Superstar. They got Joseph and Amazing Technicolor Raincoat.
Yeah.
They got Creedence Clearwater's Greatest Hits. They
DJ
got Helen Reddy's
Folklore.
Greatest Hits.
So
They got.
did you make it through?
That's all I get. Well, yeah, but what happened
He's
was
here.
I had. He was shy. I had too much confidence, right? And all I knew about DJing, what they did on radio, right?
Yeah,
Which
talk.
they play a song and they talk,
Yeah.
right? And I don't really even have a microphone. Remember in back days, you'd be able to rewire the headphone jack so you could turn it into a microphone.
Oh
so you
my
talk
God.
to
He's
it.
going deep down memory lane.
I got this,
Yeah.
right? That's how I got it.
Yes.
That's what I got for a mic,
See,
right? And I got this stack of records all out of the thing. They're stacked
Yeah.
up, the vinyl on vinyl, right?
Yeah.
So
Worst crime ever.
I put on the first put in the first record, and I put the hook on top, and I just click the thing, and it goes whirr, and it goes click, boom. You hear the boom, because the mic is on, my made up mic, right? And you hear the motor and the microphone,
that belt drive.
The belt right go up, right? And you got the turntable, a needle comes up, comes over, and comes down and drops, and okay. And as soon as it hits the needle, it makes that sound, and the whole place gets quiet, and then song starts, and I'm like, I'm off and running, right? So I go and get another record, and I put it here, and when it gets to the end of the record, I take my mic and I say, "Welcome to the Paul Oliver Memorial Holiday Party." I got my little 12-year-old voice. Yeah. And as I'm doing it, I picked up the needle here, and I put the needle down, and I'm talking about how, and I don't know what to say except for what I've heard on the radio. So I'm grabbing the record, I take it off the turntable, and I say, and it's 7:05 and 14 degrees outside, and at the bottom of the hour we'll have a weather report, and today it's this, and I just kept blah 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 blah, and still went click click, but it boom, and it played a song, and as soon as it went, and I talked until the song began, and I went boom, but I didn't do it like standing. I stooped down behind the console, because in radio they can't see you.
Behind the Volkswagen.
So I jumped down behind the go, and I'm talking to someone, and then I pop back up, right? And I get the next record. And I did that for 40 minutes. Every record, talking until the thing started. Till my old man came up and leaned on the stage. He goes, "Come over here, kid." He says, "You need to stop that." Stop what? I said, stop that. You just gotta stop talking. Just play the songs. I said, "Dad, we only have one turntable, man. You can't have dead air." I mean, look, I'm in radio. I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, boy.
And he hit the top of the stage, went, boom, just shut up. Don't say anything unless nobody cares what you have to say. The whole place went silent. I fell behind the Volkswagen again, and I went, okay. I put the record out, and I let a whole album play, and I pick it up, put another one. And it wasn't even dance music. No one's dancing. Once again, do you want me to go over the list of music I had? I had the soundtrack to Jesus Christ Superstar. I had Helen Reddy's greatest hits. Helen Reddy, I am a woman, hear me roar.
Yeah.
I got Sonny and Cher's greatest hits.
Maybe there's something they can dance to in there.
No, I was trying to get from point A to point B. Now, I tell this story at my speeches or my workshop, and the point of the story when I tell people this is that my dad taught me that day that if you're going to open the mic, have something to say.
Something relevant.
Right. If you guys don't just waste their time. The moment you waste people's time, then you become what's called the mosquito in the room.
Oh.
And it's like you just, and it's like, I'm talking here. Can you shut up? I'm talking. Right? And no DJ who uses the mic wants to be in this mosquito in the room. Because then you're just wasting people's time, and they want you to shut up, and they're not hiring you if they ever want you to shut up again.
Yeah.
Sad thing, some guys don't even know they're the mosquito.
Well, of course you don't, and I didn't. My dad argued with me.
Yeah.
Okay, for the entire song, and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta put another record on in the middle of his argument. And that's when he went, stop it. Now, I tell him that attorney gets really embarrassed. He's like, I was a bad father. I said, no, you didn't. You weren't. You told me what I needed to hear, which is when to shut up. And that most people don't give a crap what you have to say. So shorten it up.
Tell them that was your first DJ conference.
It was. It really was.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. That's good. So what else you got going on? Better yet, how much is it for a conference? Say, like, if I wanted to book you to come and teach DJs in Dallas, how much is that?
Oh, geez. It depends on a lot of stuff. It's usually I do a workshop and each student pays themselves.
Okay.
But if I do something like, if you got a company you want me to come teach your students, then we talk about what you want, how much time you have to do it, and then we pick a per person thing, and then you have to pay for my flight and my expenses, and then there's a fee. The last guy, I think the last place I did, I gave them 4 hours in an afternoon, and they paid me $2,000. Okay. But that was a certain amount of people, and we really didn't have one specific curriculum. It was like, okay, so what are we going to talk about? Usually I want the owner to say, this is what I want you to work with these guys. And then we pick one thing. And we did, but we did it because we talked to everybody in the room about, like, what are you worried about? What do you want to be? How good do you want to? You here because your boss told you to be here? Because you want to learn something? So we kind of narrowed down something, and we worked on that. But like the workshop is an intensive 2 days in Minneapolis, and that's you fly to
them coming
Minneapolis.
you, and you have a studio or somewhere.
Well, actually, I do it at the Electro Voice World headquarters,
Okay, yeah, that's right.
which is very cool because they've got their anechoic chamber there. And if you've never been in an anechoic chamber, anechoic means no echo.
Oh wow!
So, and it's one of the few of these things in the world.
And how big is it?
It's actually about as big as this square here, maybe bigger, but it's got 5 to 6 foot baffles all the way around ceiling and floor, and then they've got this wire in the center that you stand in the middle of the actual center of the room. So there's no bounce from up or down or around. When you first walk into it, it feels like you're having an allergic reaction because your ears feel like they're plugging up. Because your ears go, I have echo everywhere. I'm hearing, even though you don't think about it, you're hearing every ceiling spot, every floor spot, the echo off of you, right? And me. But in there, everything just goes, whoop. My ears plug up. I'm like, what the hell's going on, right? You sit in that room alone for 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll begin to hear something. What you'll begin to hear is your actual blood pumping through your body.
Wow.
You'll hear whoosh, whoosh, whoosh,
Wow.
whoosh,
Wow.
whoosh. It's
Weird.
it's really weird. And like the engineers who work in this room, a lot of them are nervous about it being in there more than 10, 15 minutes at a time. Imagine the door is closed. They're not going to hear you.
So they just put
And
you
it's locked.
They
If you
put
get
you
overnight,
in there
imagine the insaneness.
They just put you in there as a test or something. Or
Well, when you do the workshop, they give you a tour.
Okay.
So you can see it. What they use it for is to get very specific measurements of the sounds of the speakers that they use.
Oh. Okay.
And you measure that stuff in a room of this. You're also getting all the echo and the pound out, right?
Wow, yeah.
But in that room, you get specifically what's coming out of the woofer, specifically out of the tweeter. You hear any extra sounds is the box that it uses, and they even decide what box to use and what kind of wood to use depending on, and that changes because they're no measurement on any speaker is as
really
precise
wish I would have been
as the
able to
Electro
attend
Voice.
the sound or light symposium that they have.
Yeah.
Just never had a chance. It always fell on a bad time, and I think that was the last one that Mike them tried to do, right?
Oh no, they'll probably do it again.
I know they will. But every year he says this is the last one.
Right? Yeah. I think that might be a thing they say.
Yeah.
Because you get excited and go, "Come on, man!"
Come on, yeah. And I really wanted to go, but just always.
Well, if you always come do my thing.
So when is your next class?
November. It's Monday, Tuesday, November the 13th and the 14th. It's a week before Thanksgiving. Not the week of, it's the week before Thanksgiving. And then the next week, I've got an alumni thing for the 200 guys that have taken the class over the last 14 years.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it's 2 days. I only take 16 guys.
Okay.
I've sold it out once, and that's as many as I can handle and still give everybody personal attention.
Okay.
Right? And it's very intense, right? We all work together. I treat it like a coaching conversation. It's not as much lecture, even though there's lecture.
Yeah.
Where we're going to discuss this point, and then we're all going to talk about it, and then we're going to workshop it out so you understand what it is, and then we'll move on to the next thing. And that first day is all of those theatrical tenements that I use to be able to do this.
A certain place to stay when they come? Or?
Yeah, well, there's a Country Inn and Suites right near the Mall of America that myself and Electro Voice get a special rate on.
Okay.
So I think we got the rate we got for the attendees are like $106, $107 a night. And it's right next to the Mall of America with a little walkway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you on your off time you want to go over there and walk around a really big mall, which is all it really is.
A big mall.
It's a really big mall, not just a big mall.
Really big.
Big mall.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Plus, a lot of guys they come. We always go downtown so you can go by First Avenue.
Of course.
You stand by First Avenue.
That was my next question.
Princess Star. Some guys stay an extra day and they drive out to Chanhassen to go to Paisley Park.
That is on my list too.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Every year I do this thing. I try to work out a tour at Paisley, but they're never open on Mondays or Tuesdays.
So you'd have to stay the Wednesday.
So you'd have to stay on Wednesday, or you call ahead and get a private tour. But when he was alive, I was working downtown at a oldies rock and roll again. Now my oldies rock and roll story.
Okay.
But a place called Jukebox Saturday Night. First Avenue is still open, and Prince had just opened Glam Slam, which is like 2 doors down from where I was.
Okay.
Right, and he always had parties at Paisley and concerts, but you had to be on a list, like a text list or an email list, and it's only like 150 to 100 people that got invited. And you get this thing, and it says, "Be here at this time." They didn't tell you what was happening. If he was playing, it's just Prince is having a party, and bring at minimum $100 for the ticket. And $100 didn't go to him. He did it for the Minnesota Food Shelf.
Wow.
So every dollar he made at every one of those private concerts.
Wow.
And then he also solicited more donations while you were there. But you'd show up, and maybe Sheila E. was in town, so she's going to play for you.
Oh,
Or
wow.
he's going to work on a new album, so he's going to do that. Or today, I haven't done the Purple Rain album in a while. I'm going to do that for you. Or I'll do half of that. Or I'll do my own little version. I got invited to a few of them. Most of them were about as weird as that Charlie Murphy story. I'm not kidding you. It's just about that weird every time.
Shirts and blouses.
right. I got a buddy who was he was the last guy to be the DJ at Paisley. And the first day he got a job there, he was doing one of the parties, right? And Prince lived on the property, and he had an elevator that came down to the club where the area where they all play. So he's in there DJing, and Prince came down, hadn't met him yet. Came down, he walked into his party, looks around, and people won't run up to him because you probably ain't getting invited again. Yeah. It's like, you were just at Prince's house, oh, there's Prince, don't, like, he walks over to this kid, and he kind of stands by his decks like this, and the kid, he's doing his thing, he knows Prince is there next to him. Man. He's doing his thing, right, he's trying to be cool about it, and then he makes a mix, and he looks up, and he kind of like he's surprised Prince is standing next to him. Oh, sir, how are you? I think he might have said, I might have said Mr. Right? So yeah. He says, yeah, you're a new DJ, huh? Yeah. He says, all right. I guess we're going to battle. And the kid goes, huh? And he looked at his deck. He said, huh? Looked at his deck, looked up, Prince was gone. Like, right out of that. Like telling every story, right? It's like, poof, right? Okay. Half an hour later, they're putting a deck next to his deck, plugging in speakers next to his speakers. And then all of a sudden, like he came down in a new outfit, walked over, looked at the kid. He says, "Let's see what you got." The kid does 3 songs, and Prince goes, "I got this." And he just takes the song that he played, and he goes in and does the thing, does 3 songs, and he gets but towards the end of the 3rd song, and looks at the kid like, "You should have known you were going to take this." So he's like, "Oh shit!" So he takes it, and he says, "We went back and forth for an hour and a half. He didn't say nothing to me. I never missed a beat. I was embarrassed most of the time with the things I was picking because it seemed like he was picking cooler stuff. When he got all done, Prince didn't go, 'Here he is,' or 'Hey, I'm really great.' He just walked over, played the first of his the last of his 3-song set, about an hour and a half anywhere. Walked over to the kid. It was all right, and then he was gone again, and that was pretty much his entire thing. Right? Wow. I'm like, that part of that's got to be a lie, right? He goes, "I wish it was. And I wish anybody could be next to me and said, I saw it."
Because now we can capture that, but back then you just have to tell the story.
He told the story, and he says, "I didn't know any of the people. I was working there. I didn't know any people that were there. So I don't have anybody to back up the story."
Wow.
But everybody in Minneapolis has a story they say is their Prince story, right? He pulled up next to me on his purple motorcycle. He did that a lot. He rode his purple motorcycle everywhere, right? I saw him getting ice cream, and I said, "Hi, Prince," and he said, "Hi back." Everybody's got a story. I saw him at Glam Slam. I saw him in 1982 for the first time at First Avenue because from that little town, my dad wanted me to go to college. I didn't want to do college because high school sucked. And he goes, "Well, there's a radio school. There's one in Minneapolis. There's one in Detroit." And I'm like, well, Minneapolis doesn't sound as scary as Detroit, so I'll go to Minneapolis. Yeah. So the first week I'm there at that school, a really good-looking girl asked me on a date. Oh. She's older. I'm 17. She's got to be 24. Okay. Right? And so I'm like, yeah,
let's do this.
Right. So she said, "I'll pick you up." She takes me down to First Avenue. I'd never heard of First Avenue. I came from Upper Michigan, where every kid has a copy of Live Bullet with Bob Seger and knows every word, right? And you don't hear. The closest thing you get to R&B is a little Motown here and there, right? Yeah. So I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing, right? I get there. She takes me to this place, and it looks exactly like the film. It is the film.
Purple Rain.
In fact, Purple Rain was filmed in that place at that time. So, but the Purple Rain hadn't been out yet. In fact, I think it was DMSR might have been out, right?
Okay.
Maybe. But anyway, I'm standing. We're in the middle of the dance floor, or as close to the stage as I am to the camera, right? This girl's standing next to me, and It's just packing up. So we're all like this, right? And I'm like, I'm just turned on and excited with this hot girl and these people pushed up against me, you know, because I've never been a big city club ever. So I'm like getting all horned up and everything, right? Yeah. This is the greatest thing I've ever done, right? I'm 17. The lights go down, and all of a sudden, the lights on the stage explode, and Morris Day and the Time just hit the stage and go crazy. I've never heard of them. I've never seen anything like it. For an hour and a half, they just blew the roof off the joint. I am just, every sense of my body says, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Morris Day is just owning this joint, right? And all of the characters from the band are up there doing their thing. It's like sensory overload for this small Upper Michigan kid.
Yeah.
Just an hour and a half, blows the roof off the joint. You're like out of breath. You haven't moved. You're out of breath. Lights go down. Boom. I look at the girl and I go, oh my God, thanks for inviting me, man. This is the greatest thing ever. Oh, I've never seen anything like that. Thank you for bringing me. She goes, this is the opening act. And as she said opening act, as she says opening act, the lights go down again and a small spot hits the very back of the stage on this guy's face with his head down. And he just starts walking and you hear, and light on his face, gets all the way to the microphone with all these bandanas and grabs the mic, brings his head and goes, dearly beloved, we are gathered here tonight. And literally, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it now. And the whole place goes, and his band explodes, and he did everything that you saw on the movie. He did there, plus everything else that he's ever done. I was hearing Controversy and all of those songs for the first time ever in my life.
Wow. Have you ever seen him?
He never took a break. Never. That was the only time I ever saw it. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh my God! And at the end of it, he hits his mic stand, boom, and whatever he did with the band made it sound like this just shook the room. Boom, lights down, done. Lights up in the room, and I looked at her like, my God, thanks for inviting me. I got to ask you something. She goes, what? Who is that?
Wow.
She never asked me out again. Because everybody in town knew who Prince was. Everybody in the world knew who Prince was.
Yeah.
She was offended.
This dumb little white boy from Upper Michigan, town of 600, went, who's that guy?
Wow.
And I never saw him live again.
Man.
And I guess I'm kind of glad I did. Because I saw, that was his tipping point, right? That was right at the time when the whole world went, oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
And now I got everything he owns. I've seen lots of his stuff. I know a guy who was his neighbor when he was little Prince Rogers, when he was playing music in basement garage parties in South Minneapolis, and he was the kid's neighbor, and he played football with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Wow. So I'm hearing all these stories about them when they were kids, and how they used to pick on Prince because he didn't, I think they called him by his real. They wouldn't call him Prince, Little Roger. They called him. And I guess he used to piss him off. Yeah, I'm sure. But he was playing all the high school parties when he was like 10. He's 10 years old and he's playing,
There was something about that guy anyway.
It was, it's
I'm just blown away about the DJ thing.
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine?
I mean, imagine celebrity DJ. I mean, everybody has their DJ.
Well, plus, you don't think Prince is a DJ.
No, but I'm just saying Prince DJing, not about the DJ itself. Him saying, I guess we're going to battle.
Yeah.
I guess. Hey,
this is his kid's first day.
But
you
have a club in your house. If you have a club in your house, you probably can DJ, man.
I'm not saying that you can't.
You would think,
but I wouldn't.
What if
put
you don't
those
have a
two
DJ
together.
and you just DJ?
I wouldn't put those two together.
No, I wouldn't have did it. I would have been shocked too. I would have been.
Yeah. I had the same reaction you did when you told me the story. I'm like, Prince can do anything he wants.
Yeah.
Prince, and the first 19 albums played all the instruments anyway.
You can DJ.
Right? He wrote all that music in his garage, in his basement when he was before he was out of grade school. Yeah. So he can do whatever he wants.
So now we have to get to the other thing. The walking. What about you walking videos? Talk to me about it. You said you were going to tell me a story.
Okay, so today I haven't done it. I haven't done the video yet. I had to walk this morning, but I'm at 1,558 walks in a row in a day every day. Okay.
Wow. I don't know if I watched all 1,000, but I watched quite a few.
Nobody.
I'm going to have to follow you.
But here's the thing.
You need to follow Bill. He has some good stuff.
At the Vegas conference, about a little more than 4 years ago, just before everything went to hell in a handbasket, right?
Hot handbasket.
Hello. I see my friend Alan Marshall. And Alan Marshall is a DJ in England who's a little taller than me, and always been a little heavier than me. And we've been friends for a while. And we met in Vegas that year with our wives and stayed at a different hotel, and we would walk to the conference. But when I saw him for the first time, he had dropped like 80, 90 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, he looks like a beanpole. I'm like, what the hell happened? He says, I've been walking every day. Oh, you really? Yeah, that's my old girl, man. I was in a movie with her. I'll tell you that if you want. But
I'm tripping off that Magnum PI mustache.
you know, thank you, because you're the only person who hasn't said horn mustache ever.
That too.
We're trying to clean it up over here. Oh,
And I had that's the last picture I have with that mustache.
Would you stop being a squirrel and let him tell the story?
Hey, he was telling the story. He looked at this.
I did. Okay, so anyway, I'm walking every day. I said, well, yeah, okay. He said, well, I've been walking every day, like 4 or 5 miles. I'm like, oh. He says, you want to walk with me every morning? I get up at this time. I'll do my walk, and we'll just end up at the conference. I'm like, okay. So that morning of the day of the conference, I get up. I wore a suit.
Yeah,
and a tie and shoes.
Yeah,
and well, he's wearing his 3-piece, man. He's got a vest, everything. So he says, okay, let's go. And I thought we were just going to stroll. No. So now here I am trying to keep up with him, right? And I'm trying to be cool about it. By the time we got to the Tropicana, he's like, all right, I'll see you later. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God.
And my suit, I sweated. I mean, you could go like this on my outside of my suit, and there's a roll of sweat.
Oh my
That's
God.
how I'm just soaked, right?
Oh.
But I'm not going to admit. So the rest of the week, every day, we would do that, right?
But I hope you want to walk. I hope you changed out of the suit and maybe toted it or something.
No, I wasn't that dumb. I mean, I wasn't that smart, rather. I just did it every day. So now I just stink all day.
Oh my God.
So anyway, at the end of it all, and I made it. You know, I kept up with him, and I said, "It's too bad you're going back to England, and I'm going back to Minnesota, because we should do this every day." You know, which is just me saying, "I'm glad this shit's over."
Yeah.
Right. And he goes, "Well, you know what we can do? We can do like a video. I'll do a video, send it to you. You do a video." I said, "Oh yeah. No problem. I got no intention at all doing any walking."
Wow.
Right. Well, I get back and I'm telling my wife the story, or we're talking about it at home because we shit going with it. And I was up the next day, and it was up pretty early. And I went, I think I'll probably just take a walk around the neighborhood. I mean, I did it for that many days. Maybe I'll.
Yeah.
So I walked around, and halfway around the neighborhood, I go, oh, that video thing. So I picked it up, and I hit the video, and I thought I was sending him a personal message on Messenger. And I just went, hey, Alan, hey, here I am, man. I'm walking. Look at me. I told you I'd do it every day. Here I am. You probably haven't been out, but I'm out. So there you go, baby.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to do this all week. I know I said I'd do like 10 minutes a day. I'm going to do 30 minutes a day. At least 30 minutes a day, every single day. I'm going to do 2 weeks. I'll do 2 weeks, man. And I'm flapping my lips, you know. 2 weeks. I'll do a month. I can do a month every single day. You know, something? I'll do all year, 365 days. Beat that, you limey. And I hit the button. I put it in my pocket. And I'm waiting for him to pick up the message and call me. And in my pocket, the phone starts to go bling, 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 buzz. I pull it out. I had done a Facebook Live, not a message to my friend. So 5,000 people on my Facebook message all saw me go, I'm going to walk every damn day for 365 days. And now I'm like, shit. So, okay, I'm kind of caught now. So the next day I go out, and I'm like, okay, well, they don't need to see me. I mean, I don't have to work that hard, right? I mean, they'll lose interest. So I did it, and I did the video because I said I'd do a video every day. So here I am, day 2. Day 2, Alan does one. I'm going to support my friend Bill, so he's doing a live, right? So now here I am. He's doing a live. He's on his first day. I'm on my second, right? So now I said I'll do the video, but I don't know what to talk about. I just talk about what's ever in my head. And what was in my head for the first 100 days was, this sucks. I hate this. My legs hurt, my back hurts, my knees hurt, my ankles hurt. This is awful. You guys suck for making me do this. That's all I'm doing, right? After 100 days, I'm like, okay, this is fine. But I'm also in Minnesota. So now it's getting cold, right? Now it's starting to snow. And I said, it was an outdoor walk every day. So now I'm walking on ice, I'm walking in snow, I'm walking in wind, I'm walking in 3 5:13 below zero, right? Every day I'm doing this video.
So how long
And
did
Alan kept doing it.
Oh man.
And then it became, if I stop, Alan
wins.
wins. Thank you. So now here we are.
So y'all both still doing
1,558 days will be my video today. And he's done 1,557.
Has anybody ever walked with you?
Yeah, every once in a while.
I think I've seen
So you're
Michael
almost,
Walter ever
you're
walk with
almost
Yeah,
on
well,
3
maybe.
years of walking.
you? Chicago
It's
last
been
year?
3 years, and we're on our fourth
Did
year.
Mike
right
walk
now.
with you last year in Chicago?
He might have.
I know he did a video too because he said I ended up walking by Casey's office on his run or whatever.
Yeah, well, he was on a run. I'm not running.
Yeah.
Come on, people run just they're sick. They all need. You should be followed by an ambulance if you're a runner. That's just ridiculous. Come on.
Well,
Are you a runner? Okay, well, sorry.
I'm with you. I'm more of a walker.
I
God,
love
why am I
running
doing
stairs.
this? That's
Well,
what-
and here's the
But
thing.
has
You know,
it helped? It's become a good thing, though.
it's a great thing. The first thing I learned is you can't walk off a crappy diet. Okay, so I
Number
wasn't
one.
losing weight.
Yeah.
I was helping my heart. I was helping my stamina, my muscles, and that's been great. It hasn't been until this year when I changed my diet that I started losing weight. Right now I'm down 50, but thank you. But when you're as tall as I am, you lose 50. It's like, someone really short losing 10. Like nobody really notices, right? And nobody's going to really notice my weight loss until I probably get down to 80.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of it I carry
But the
around.
thing
I'll
is,
carry it here.
but
because
we know.
we're exactly where the doctor didn't want you to
I
carry it.
know what I lost. So,
Well, it kind of goes back.
Right,
to
you
some
lost
of the-
weight too?
yeah, I mean, I started walking and running and doing things too,
Yeah.
working out, going to the gym. I did a hard 75 challenge. So, yeah, you can only eat different things. You got to drink water, gallon of water every day.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. So just to change my diet and try to do better to try to get off a little bit of that weight too.
Well, and then the biggest thing that really took me to I'm going to change my diet is the doctor because I went pre-diabetic. And oh well, hell.
Me
It's either
too.
that or I got to start taking insulin.
Yeah, and
you
once
know.
you start thinking about sticking yourself every day, you can change.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Or my friend Rick who says, "Yeah, you got the sugars, man." Like Rick.
What the hell is the sugars, man?
That's he said
Is that a Minnesota thing?
No, his mom used to say it. He's
That's what you got, sugar or diabetic.
Rick's the one who knew all the guys in South Minneapolis with Prince and everything. So in that time, that's what Mom and Dad and his parents would call. You got the sugars.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever. But now all I'm learning really about my diet mostly is all the stuff that I really love. I will never be able to eat again.
Yeah.
Really, ever.
Yeah.
I can do really great for a week, and I'll go. Something. I'll have a piece of toast. I go put a gun in my hand. My sugar levels go through the roof. I had a piece of toast.
Yeah.
It's like the bread's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not bitter.
Well, I've been on this journey for about 8 years. So,
Wow.
So
So when do you get to a point where you quit being mad? 'Cause I mean, I like to eat, man.
Well, it becomes that way when you actually change your mind.
Yeah, that's a
You
mindset.
haven't changed your mind.
No, you're right.
So
You're right.
until you change your mind and redefine what that means, then it'll change.
Instead of being mad about it, you got to be glad about it and say, I get to live and,
Just
do
look
better.
at it this way.
Take care of my temple.
1,000 and how many days have you been walking?
1,558 today.
That alone is a feat that so many will
Yeah,
never
that's a
accomplish.
mindset change right there.
I'm just saying, if you can do that, you can do anything. In regards to that,
brain
it's just-
surgery?
Yeah.
Well, you can do that too.
Yeah.
It may not
With a
come
little-
out
with a little
successful.
I may not be your first
With a
patient.
little
Yeah,
help,
yeah, you
can
might
do
make a
it.
Frankenstein,
Yeah,
but
but
hey,
you can do
you'll do it.
Yeah.
They may not make it.
That Frankenstein may live an hour.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Anything you want to share with our audience out there?
Oh, this is just fun hanging with you guys. I mean, this is really cool. I don't have a chance. I mean, I do a lot of stuff, and I've got my own little, 5-minute thing with John Young's group, the Creative License, and I've been doing that for 330 shows once a week.
Yeah.
But I don't often. Back when I was doing podcasts with Disc Jockey America, I had interviews and stuff. But I don't get that chance very often to sit on camera with other people.
Yeah.
And being an actor, give me a camera, man.
That's all he
Put a
needs.
camera in front of me.
I
love it.
Got a little light up there. He ready to go.
Yeah.
With the sugars.
Yeah.
I got to tell my mama that. I'm like, Mom, you ever heard that one? You got the sugars?
Mama, you got the sugar. My mama got the sugar.
That's the sugar one. I mean, they call it sugar where I'm from. You have sugar, not the sugars.
Oh yeah, no, it was
That's funny.
Rick said I had the sugars.
The sugar.
Yeah, no,
You
I
got
love
the
that.
sugars, man.
Oh, my goodness.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's my thing.
Bad case.
A bad case.
Man, it's
A bad
good.
case.
Mike is going to follow you now. So,
I've
I already
already
listened to some of the videos.
Yeah, well, have you followed me? I doubled the amount of people, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So are you only on Facebook? Where can
Well,
we
what
find
can they find you? What can they find you?
Oh, I got a Facebook. I got an
You
Instagram.
got a
I got a
YouTube
YouTube channel for the podcast,
And
the
what's the
creative
name?
licensing. The podcast called Creative License.
Okay.
Creative License podcast is on Facebook. The Entertainment Experience is the workshop. Entertainment Experience Workshop. That's got a Facebook page. It's also got a website, entertainment-experience.com. My wedding company, BillHarman.com, with 2 N's on the end instead of 1.
Okay.
Bill
Bill Harman.
Harman.
No.
BillHarman.com.
Yeah.
But
what was the other one?
I always
Creative
hear-
what?
I was-
the Creative License podcast, that's on the Entertainment Experience
What's the
YouTube
name of the
page.
workshop? You got that one on?
Called the Entertainment Experience.
The Entertainment Experience.
Yeah, and
There's
that's
a good friend of mine, Joshua Brodnack, back in Dallas. He does a lot of stuff, which he goes to your dinners in Vegas and everything. Yeah,
what's his last name again?
Brodnack.
Okay.
Josh,
Yeah, I haven't talked to him forever.
Yeah. So,
Well, are you going to be coming to Vegas?
I didn't come this year because I was very disappointed. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. In the one the year before, the one that came back from Nex and PX, and
Yeah.
I thought it was.
We'll be there.
But we're gonna.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Come next year, but
Yeah, I mean, if you go to conferences long enough, one of them is going to disappoint you.
yeah, that one really.
Especially like the first one you go to is always a mind-blowing experience, right?
But the thing with that, Mobile Beat was a mind-blowing experience every year to me, and it was great every year. Max was like a super drop-off from everything I had ever been to, and I mean, you got a room set for 800 people, and it's 30 people in there, and that just wasn't.
It is a little disappointing.
Yeah, and I feel like it was more focused for the photo booth people. I think we could have did better to show up and support too, but I don't know.
Well, and that's one of the reasons. I sure if I was going just as a person, I might be disappointed in some of the shows I go to regularly.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have this thing I want to share with people, this workshop makes an actual profound difference in people's lives.
Yeah,
and that's why I still do it. So, but for people to know about it, and well, first of all, for me to say you should go to conferences. It's really good to promote those things. It's good to stand behind them. If we don't go to them on a regular basis, good or bad, they're going to go away.
Yeah.
So we should do that.
Well,
I say that to people.
To be honest with people,
No.
I want you to go, and then you like, why the hell did you send me to that? Or that's
Right.
the first one they go to, and they like, that was horrible.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah, so-
Mine is the reason I still go though is because I say you should. If I don't go,
Yeah.
and especially Chicago, I can drive down from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
In Milwaukee, I can drive over from
You don't
Minneapolis.
drive to Vegas, dude.
No, I fly to Vegas,
Okay,
and I might be going to Atlantic City. I've been there once. Atlantic City falls on a weird time for us in the
It
Midwest.
really does.
In the Midwest, man, we got
Yeah.
our circle of time, and when you do
gotta
weddings,
get them all in.
you got to do them in
Yeah,
weddings.
yeah.
In Minnesota, the summertime is the best 5.5 weeks
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
So you got to make your money, right?
Oh yeah.
But you can always, no matter how much you think the production value might be suffering or the speakers aren't the greatest, there's always something at these shows
Oh, well, I got
that will
something out
bring
of it.
your,
Yeah.
because it's about being inspired. You're not going to learn stuff through an hour-long speech,
No.
right?
And
You
I-
learn that at workshops. You learn that in classes.
I mean,
But you get inspired and get excited again about your industry because you're around people with the same language.
Yeah.
You can't look at your wife and say, "Man, your mix I did last night," and she goes, "Yeah, shut up, DJ boy. I don't care.
Yeah,
My wife doesn't even want to be around this stuff. This is like a whole bunch of people like me."
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, you have that. If nothing else, you've got some place that you can talk a language that nobody has but us.
yeah, yeah.
And that That's worth the time and
Well,
effort for me.
And Bill, this is his first one.
Yeah.
And we do stuff back home. I have a little group that I try to get all our DJs together in Dallas. And
Yeah.
we try to educate. But
Well, I'll have to come down, man.
okay, well, we'll work on that.
No, seriously.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I would love for you to come down.
Well, if I'm going to put you on the spot, I'm going to do it on camera. See, that's what I'm doing.
Hey, you heard it. He's coming down.
Yeah. Well,
There you
he's
go.
already done it to us.
Yeah.
That's how the walking stopped.
Yeah.
He can't stop walking
Can't
because
walk.
he did it to
Yeah.
himself.
I'm gonna get on camera in a couple days. Bill, you come down here, right?
Yeah.
Our next crosstalk meeting is such and such day.
Yeah.
I need you to come.
Yeah, no, I'll look at that video and I'll send you an invoice. No problem.
And that's on video.
Yeah, that's on video. But I mean, we'll work out something. I really would rather come to Minneapolis because that would give me a reason to go see First Avenue.
I'd love to have you
and
come.
then go. And then if it's really great, then I could bring you down and do it for our team.
Whatever you want to do, man. I love to, at the very least, I like the fact that we've started this. And I mean, not necessarily not this,
Yeah.
but
A
this is why I come to these, because I get to meet new people and I got a new friend now.
Yeah.
Right? I got people, we've had a longer conversation now than we've had. And yeah, that walk we had,
Yeah.
that was me kind of talking about stuff and introducing you people and making you feel comfortable.
He introduced me
And that was nice.
to everybody that was something. And what I loved about that one and this one too is when you come, all titles are gone. You're not Bill Harman. You're just another DJ. We know who you are, but everybody, I won't say come down, but you just, the playing field is even. And you just have conversations.
But see, and I still can't wrap my brain around the idea that I'm somebody, right?
Well, that's
that
good.
I have a
like that,
thing.
Bill. Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, honestly, I have DJs that know me, and then they go, man, if I was you, nigga, bro, I can't believe I would compete against you. Everybody knows you. I'm like, you know me. You.
Yeah.
Nobody knows me.
Yeah.
Right? I ain't famous. If I was famous, man,
You wouldn't be able to walk.
You'd be like Kevin Harris.
yeah,
or
people
somebody.
follow me everywhere.
One of those.
You'd be Forrest Gump.
What DJ can't walk around though? Really and truly. I mean, can Jazzy Jeff them not walk the street? I mean, I'm
Sure
sure
he
they
can.
get hounded.
Well,
Yeah.
Jazzy,
People, but-
Jazzy Jeff would be noticed, but not by like everybody,
Yeah.
right?
It's
And he's come to a
different.
couple of these, you know.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been. I hate him.
Have you
I
met
missed
him?
by 1 year.
Oh, I missed him too.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
one of
cool.
my
If I ever know
childhood
he's gonna be at a
That's one of my
conference,
favorite DJs.
Oh, yeah.
if he ever comes to a conference and I'm coming, I will get the VIP package because I would love to just sit down and have a
Well, I
conversation.
think you'd be surprised if you reached out to the right people. You might get Jazzy Jeff on your show.
I know we're trying to grow it. That's why we get people like Bill
Grow
Harman.
it. You don't gotta
Bill
grow
Harman
nothing.
with two
No,
N's.
you just got to keep doing it.
You don't have to grow nothing. You just got to reach out to the right people, you know.
Yeah.
Remind me, and I'll find out who the producers of the different DJ shows that have gotten him to come, and I'll connect you with them. And we're gonna get DJ Jazzy Jeff on this show.
There's no one in the moments, y'all see
This
it.
show. He should be on this show
Yeah,
I agree.
because it's those men and women that have made themselves in an industry outside of our little purview that are going to help make shows like this bigger, which the bigger this show is, the bigger my show is. Those people are out there trying to make a difference in their industry.
Yeah.
The bigger this is, the more difference you're going to make.
Yeah.
So in the hopes that you're going to make a bigger difference,
Yeah.
if I know people that can connect you to Jazzy Jeff,
It's
yes,
funny
sir.
Because I had Howard ask Rudy to come on. No problem. He drug his bags over here, came and sat down with
you
us.
had Rudy right here.
Came on the show, man. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. He had a flight to catch. He
That
said,
is
"I'll
so
give you
cool.
guys 15 minutes." He came and sat down with us. He chopped it up, and he went and got in his car with his driver.
And he wasn't going to leave.
He wasn't going to leave.
I told, hey, we got to respect your time
So go ahead and
because
go.
you told us you had this time, and he was still
He
talking.
was still talking
What do you think your best question was?
about the Kobe stuff.
Yeah.
Mine, that's to me. How much that little bit influenced Kobe, and you don't know how many other people out there that you created little Kobe's that just saw that little engine go and go. Man, because Mike's got to watch the movie.
My God, you haven't seen
I
it?
love Rudy, man.
Holy moly!
I'll
It
have
is
to
one of
watch
the best sports movies ever.
It is.
I've never been a big sports guy. I'm not the most athletic human being in the world, right? I got beat up by people like that. But and I love Hoosiers,
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
You ever seen Hoosiers, Mike?
Rudy is
About
great.
the basketball, the Indiana basketball
Yes,
team?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
Rudy
that.
I watched a lot of the sports movies,
Yeah, well, it's
but
different.
I have to
It's
watch.
different. But that
I'll
is,
watch.
it's
I will watch.
okay.
It's-
Yeah,
it's-
I will admit I have been messing with him. when he found out that Rudy was going to be speaking, I'm just saying he was just. So I said, we're going to get
Because the
Rudy
story,
and you
man.
in Soldier Field, and y'all going to run the field, and we'll let Rudy tackle you.
Oh! Yeah, you should have called KC. Probably would have said that.
And we told Rudy that on the show. He's like, let's go.
Oh my God! I think I would have picked up the phone right there, switch over the line. Let's go to the parking lot. Let's go. Let's do it.
But it's one of my inspirational things, man.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that I always feel like you're trying to battle up, and I always need something to drive me. And that movie is just seeing what he accomplished. Like, I can't even tell you.
It'll make you cry.
I'm going to watch.
Make you cry.
I mean,
I'm gonna
like you said, he really didn't tell the whole story. The thing in the steel mill is when his friend got killed
Yeah.
working in the steel mill, and he's like, okay, I got to do something else in my life.
Oh yeah.
And he said, I'm going to Notre Dame. Nobody, his whole family, oh, you can't do that.
Well, you
can't.
don't go to Notre Dame unless you're rich or you got a
Yeah.
or you got a scholarship or you got amazing grades. He didn't have any of that
So, Mike,
stuff.
he damn near packed up. You know the little things where you used to see the stick
Yeah,
and the
I
little
know.
thing?
Yeah, like a bundle.
He damn near
Yeah.
packed up and went to South Bend like that and fought the story.
Yeah, it's
It's an incredible story.
And I'm just saying the thing that I love about something like that. That's one of those situations where you don't let no one dictate what you can or can't do.
He did.
And and it kind of goes with, and me and Jeff talk about this. I have something that I live by, and it's believe, and your belief will make a way.
Yeah.
But the most important part for me is this: beware of what you believe, because that's what's going to make a way. Most people say that, oh yeah, I believe I can do it, and you wonder why they don't succeed. It's because you really don't believe that you will.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Right.
So
Look at you over here dropping tweetables.
I'm just saying, you become what you are, what you believe in.
Okay.
That's completely true.
Yeah.
It is completely true.
Yeah.
So,
And you get to have what you want to have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big one for me. We go through. I mean, like when I went to radio school, right? I didn't want to go to school. I had to go to school.
Yeah.
So I chose a place I wanted to go, and I went. Everything I've ever wanted in my life, everything I've ever wanted, I've had. I got everyone.
Yeah.
But the things that you were told you had to, like you got to get in shape.
Yeah.
That's my old man in the back of my head said, you got to get a job.
Yeah.
You got to be an adult. You got like that. Shut up, man. I don't got to do nothing, right? But if you can switch it to I want a thing, and you actually do, talent or not, you'll have what you want because you surround yourself with, because the universe shows up for you.
Oh.
You line the universe up, it'll show up,
Yeah.
right? But if you're spending a lot of time pontificating that you're this, and you know for a fact inside that you're not, or at least you believe that you're not,
that's what's
which
going
is
to
most
show
of
up.
what it is. That's what shows up, right?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I
Law of
completely agree with you.
attraction.
Completely
Law
agree with
of
you.
attraction. You're going to attract trash if you try.
It is the most true thing I've learned in the last 20 years. That law of attraction is real stuff, man.
I promise not to lie to y'all no more, so we're gonna log off for now.
Oh, sure. We get all inspirational. You want to end?
And we're not, no, I'm not saying. I'm just
Oh,
telling
no,
you.
no, that's okay.
No, I'm
We'll
telling you that we
we're,
weren't coming
sit
back
over
out.
here. We'll do our preaching, and you end your show.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll pray on you. That's okay. We'll pray on you.
I'm not ending the
Hallelujah,
show.
brother.
I'm just telling them
You do what you gotta do.
I'm not lying to them no more. That we weren't gonna come back to 4 o'clock. But hey, you know what? I'm just gonna put it like this: if we find a great guest, I don't care who it is, we're gonna go live.
We don't have a time limit,
Yeah.
nor do we have a time where we're going to win.
Yeah, and you probably
We're
had
gonna log
hundreds
in.
of people watching, and now you got like 7.
Yeah.
Now, I was not the best guest, was I?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that. People
You know,
jump in and
giving
jump
you
out.
shit.
and it's not the watches that we get live most of the time. It's the rewatches.
No, I know.
Yeah. And it's in the middle of a work day for a lot of people.
Did
so.
anybody have any questions that we should have addressed? Or
No, they haven't
you've been
said
watching,
anything.
right?
Yeah,
Or
I've
is it
been
just
watching.
people
Yeah.
making comments?
Yeah. Funny, great show. Yeah,
That's nice.
the thing that's funny about this is you have
Oh boy, he's gonna get another one. Go ahead.
you
Oprah.
have people that are not brave enough.
Or don't want you to just put it where the goats
Well,
can
you
get
know, I
it.
am
People
gonna do
don't want you to know that
they're
they watching your show.
True.
And we have more of those than we think. And it's a funny thing because it really just it's a shame on them. Just be you.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, if you are the worst person, be that. That's whatever you are. But
but be happy with it.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You know, I like people that complain about their prices, like, well, then if you're gonna charge $200, then be happy about it.
Yeah.
But don't charge $200 and be mad that you can't charge more.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Right? You can have anything you want.
Yeah.
But to sit there and say I can't have what I want when I know for a fact that you can have anything in the world you want, anything. You just gotta want it. Yeah. And if you really want it, you'll do what it takes to have it. That's the way the world works. And then when you do what it takes to have it, then all the attraction happens.
Yep.
But you can always say I can't. You can always believe. That's our brain does that to us anyway. And our brain is by default telling you can't do anything, right? It's trying to protect you from sadness or unhappiness, or it thinks it's death, right? It's the same thing that won't let you step in front of a bus, tells you that you won't be liked, and they'll give you the same physical problems and the same physicality of each of them. So it feels the same as I shouldn't step in front of a bus, is that I should tell anybody that I'm pretty good at this, right? So, but we listen to it instead of recognize that little voice. You can go, oh, well, I can't know what you're doing. I appreciate it, but thanks for sharing. Because I don't have to act on you trying to protect me. It ain't personal.
Right, and anybody all the way down.
Right, and then if anybody says anything bad about me, that's the one that's really helped me the most. Is the if you've read the 4 Agreements, which is a great book, by the way. One of the agreements is there's nothing in the world is personal. Ever.
We had somebody chime in, Chris Hunt. What's up, Bill?
Chris, Pinnacle Productions in South Dakota. You know Chris?
Another guy that
you got to get him on.
We'll get Chris on, but bump into me.
You got to get a wider screen for Chris, though.
I didn't say that, Chris.
He's gonna kick me.
So we got to get 2 cameras.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't go there.
How you doing, Chris?
Hey, it's okay when the fat guy says it, not when the skinny does. So you know something? Us fat guys can say it. You skinny guys can't.
Oh my goodness.
We can say the F word.
Hope everything is good, Chris.
FAT.
Sorry you couldn't make it out. Now we got 2 meetings.
Yeah, we're not funny shaming you.
What am I gonna do? I'm trying to keep it on y'all.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job. Yeah, we're not attacking Chris. We love Chris.
We're attacking
Chris will be a great interview for you.
Oh yeah.
Chris's production company is crazy.
Man, it's off the chain. I watch him. I follow him too, and everything he's doing. Him and his partner, and they just moved into. I don't know how many square feet is your new building, but they just built a brand new office.
Oh God,
complex,
yeah.
Man.
It's like a hotel size.
What state and city is it?
It's Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
South Dakota, yeah.
So it's just a 20-minute drive. Just when you're done here, just
he's
he took the entertainment experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He'll tell you.
He's a part of the multi-op thing too that I'm in.
The mastermind. Yeah. I didn't know you did that.
Ever had you on there yet?
I'm not a multi-op. Chris would probably invite me.
Just
I love.
would be a good one.
I love Chris, man. I'll do anything for him anytime. He knows that. I just did a single mastermind here for the first time.
I heard about
that went on good.
Joe and his wife.
Joe.
He's in the chairs. They were in the scooters.
Oh, Joe, yeah, him and his wife were there. We're there.
Yeah. Axel.
Yeah. Axel. I thought his name was Joe Axel. Axel
yeah,
Joe.
It's like Axel Productions, something like that.
Stop.
Axel.
I got it now. But I thought his name was Joe.
His name is Joe.
His name is Joe. Stop it.
That's his company.
I know his name is company. He did that because he liked Axel whatever, but his name
Guns
is Joe.
N' Roses.
Okay.
Axel. Joe.
How you doing, man? You want to argue with me too?
Hey, I just can't sit here and let you murder the hit.
Hey, Judy.
Just kind of over listening
Good
to
to
you.
see you,
Bill,
Jody.
it's a pleasure to see you again.
Hey, you're in my shot, Judy. Come on, man.
I got look at the camera. Oh no, it's too late for that. It's too late for that.
It's okay.
Judy,
Judy.
no, come on around and say hi. It's too late.
You got to
for
come
that.
over now.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, this is my close-up. This is my Hollywood minute, man.
Well, then I am so honored to personally meet Mr. Bill Harman.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
enjoyed your stuff for a long time.
Yeah,
I've been doing
thanks.
this
Come
for-
on to your
Thank
show,
you.
and she says, I'm the great one. Yeah.
Oh,
Go
but
ahead.
it's your show. See?
Yes.
Oh, hey.
Honestly, this is why I'm here. I'm 63, and I'm trying to learn.
Blame it on age.
Learn newer skills.
So where you from, Miss G?
I am from originally from New York, and I've settled in the North Georgia mountains for 30 years.
What city?
North.
Gainesville, Georgia, northeast.
So you're trying to you tried to just you beat the New York accent out by throwing a south at it
No,
until it goes
after
away.
30 years, you start to pick it up, but yet as soon as I go to New York,
Oh yeah.
It comes
they
back.
say, "Oh, you sound like you're from the South." But then when I come home back to Georgia and get on the microphone,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, New Yorkers."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And you guys were gabbing, and I kind of thought you were. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh no, Jay's fine. This is great. This is
I'm
great.
so honored.
Yeah, we had all kind of people hop on last
With the hashtag Judy.
Hashtag Judy.
Oh, would you stop it?
Step into the shot, man. There you go.
Wait a minute. Hey, that's it. That's the
Well, no.
last one.
Okay.
That's the last one.
We all out here
No,
know.
but I heard Entertainment Alliance group.
Yeah.
We're from Dallas, man. And the name of this show is Two DJs and a Mic. And we have a podcast. And we
Yeah, who are the
just
two
asked Bill-
DJs?
We are.
And I'm the mic.
Well, he's the mic. We asked Bill to come on the show. So we're just grabbing people and talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you for making me feel more comfortable.
if,
Of course.
Like an idiot.
No, don't feel like
Let's
that at
have
all.
a little fun. So if we can't find anybody else, we're going to look for you.
You can look for me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy to find.
All right.
My wife looks just like me, so
Oh,
we're pretty
okay.
noticeable.
We'll be around.
Well,
Okay.
we'll get you
We're
going.
gonna chat later. I
All right.
promise. Okay.
And
Take
this
me
is the
aside so we can
voice.
sit
No
down.
wonder why you got the podcast going.
I'm saying, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If
Bye, Matt.
another person
Thanks.
comes shake
Hashtag
his hand,
Judy.
Thank you for the smile.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
No,
on
no,
camera.
say it, say it, say
I
it.
was going to say, if I may, that I have been conventioning for 27 years
Uh-huh.
and used to go to some of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the last time I was there 8 years ago, I was getting tired of hearing the same people, the same stories.
And
I
you
heard
like me? Because I
did.
can't stop talking about my
I-
old
but-
stories.
No, it's different. You're not in my opinion, your presentation comes off much more genuine.
It's damn near like Rudy's story, right?
Exactly.
It draws
Exactly.
you in. Oh,
Exactly.
it just hits the heart.
You know, it's
And-
like when we get on the
Y'all
microphone.
don't make
and
him
go,
cry
hey,
now."
everybody, this is Judy from JB Jams. Or
Listen to Judy with the
or we
voice.
talk, right? And say hi, which is genuine.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about you.
Aw.
So I was very excited to come.
Okay.
So
Where's the check?
you were
Where's the check?
by these beautiful
I didn't know
crazy
either.
cats.
I didn't. He grabbed me as I'm walking. He says, "I got a podcast I'm recording. I should have you on sometime." I'm like, "I got time." He goes, "All right, let's go." And he was going to lunch, so look at him. He's starving.
Yeah, and
He's
I
gonna
crashed
die
the
soon.
show and-
No, you didn't crash the show. Trust me, we
All
had
right.
people drive up on
Yeah,
school.
we're gonna
had
be,
a guy-
we're gonna
we
be
had a
here
guy
for another
come
hour and a half. So
fresh
just
off
get some
the boat.
sandwiches for us.
This guy came off out of his Uber and got on the show last
Get
night.
out of
Yeah,
town.
he told me he was a DJ that does.
gonna happen again.
he's
another
on the
one.
cruise ship.
Oh, okay.
Carnival.
I'm
You
sounding
want
like
to
a party over here.
you want to say hi to Bill
But
too?
if I may, let me put you
How you doing, darling?
All right,
Oh my gosh! Do you know the guys?
I know Mike.
Hey,
Wow.
Mike. This is Jay.
Really? I'm Jeff.
How are you, Jeff? Good
And
to see
you are Save the Date.
I am Terry French.
Yeah.
Where you from, Miss Terry?
French Kiss Productions
French Kiss.
out of Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
I know we can remember that, right?
Oh,
Wait. All of a sudden, these guys wasn't like, oh, really? French kiss.
It's a DJ service. It's
Right,
a
right.
DJ
Oh,
service.
Barry White just showed up in the podcast.
I'm sorry,
Really? French kiss,
You
eh?
just threw me for a loop
all
right
right, sound like
So-
You can't buy that kind of marketing.
No, you can't. That was a hell of a name. Alliance Kisses.
Get
Remember?
that mustache out, man.
So,
Yeah.
you're out of Kentucky. Are you a DJ or?
It's DJ Photo Booth, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
How long have y'all been around?
About 30 years.
Wow.
Wow.
So do you have a boo that's with you, or you the the main?
I'm the main. French Kiss. Terry French Kiss
Okay.
Productions.
So how many? Oh, you're multi-op, single op?
Yes, multi.
How many DJs you got?
Well, we run karaoke as well. So we have a group of guys that do that, and then we have another group of guys that are kind of mid-tier. They do, the pool parties, backyard
Are
parties.
you full time?
And then yes, and then we
So you
have
have to be
five
at
of us
30
that do
What?
the weddings and corporate and proms, and then we have photo booths. So we have another group of guys that do that, and then I've got 3 guys that roadie.
So
So
what?
so we can
Oh, damn.
but they're all part time. I know it sounds cool, but
So what do you specialize in?
What do you do?
I'm DJ mostly,
Okay.
but I also run some photo booths periodically.
Okay,
if I
So what brought you into DJ?
started out
You don't want to come over here 'cause he gonna-
started out
he-
karaoke, and I actually fell into it. A friend of
How
mine was
did you
running the
fall into
karaoke, and he needed somebody to sub for him when he was going out of town, and that's how I started.
So how did
And then
it
from
feel-
that, it just like people like me better than him. And
I got you.
but he's a real good friend of mine, so we just kept on. So he just started splitting his gigs up, and then it was 30 years ago, back when we had the big A and a B side karaoke
Yeah.
Wow.
albums. But yeah, absolutely. But it's good to
So-
see y'all.
Nice to
Y'all
see.
were having a party over here. I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
pop around.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
But I
I was trying to get my picture taken back here in the photo booth, and
And y'all-
I was like, I need to come over to this side of the
we're gonna put it
screen.
on this side in a little bit. So we
But they got the photo booth.
Well, we'll just get to one side and
Yeah.
put that on one
Yeah.
side. We're taking it over to
Yeah.
after this one.
So I got one more question for you.
Okay.
What is it about DJing?
Speak up
that-
too, so they can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
just
thank you.
Talk into my
Cute is
breast.
that?
French kisses.
French kisses.
Oh,
I
God.
can't. Not many people. Not many people stare at my chest and say, "How cute is that?" But I appreciate it, darling.
Well,
We off the
You've been
rails.
exercising.
We out of control now. I don't know what to do with y'all, but go ahead.
So what is it about DJing that makes you want to continue to do it?
For me personally, I love watching a whole wedding day come to fruition. Like watching it go from a vision for the bride to, I call it the calm before the storm. When you get to take those pictures before anybody's in the room, everybody's off site, the bride hadn't come, everything's still calm, all the tables are set, your uplights going, your monogram's going, everything's just like, this is beautiful. And then seeing the whole thing come a full circle, and she comes in and sees everything, and then everything hopefully goes off without a hitch for the night. And people, if everybody's shoes are off at the end of the night, we're in Kentucky, so that means you did your job. Danced them out of their shoes. Their feet hurt in the morning. That's what I want for all the guests.
That's nice.
But anyways, that's my favorite part is the end of the night and people come up and thank you and hug you. It's
I'm gonna have to
it's a good
remember that
thing.
Terry French. We need to add her to the DJ group.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll have you. Would you like to come on the podcast?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, absolutely. But I
Kicking
didn't
me
mean to
off.
interrupt
I'm
you
in the
guys.
middle of the show.
No,
Kicking me off right now?
No,
what?
We
It's
have
fine.
a show.
It's fine.
We do a live show every week.
Jeez, man.
Tuesday night at 7. Tuesday night at 7:30.
I just muscled my way in that one.
No, we want you to come on a different time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not come over here to hug Bill.
No, I can't. Yeah, he definitely
No French kisses.
outshines
No
you.
French kisses, Bill.
Hey, my wife is watching.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Terry.
Yeah, thank you guys so
for
much.
popping on. Terry,
I'm gonna-
Hold on. Bill has the camera.
No, I'm gonna do. Okay, see if I can do this right.
Oh.
Okay, here I am. I'm at the Marquee Show, and I'm being interviewed by 2 DJs and a mic. Okay, and we're on a live podcast. It's really awesome, and I just wanted to say hi, and I hope that if you're in Chicago, you come and see all of us.
Yes.
Before we are
Depart.
only
Yes.
2 DJs and a mic again. So, there you go. There's the show, baby. All right.
And Bill is about to do his walk.
All right.
Nice seeing y'all.
Likewise.
I'm not trying to end this, but this has to end.
I'm not trying to end this, but I've been trying to end this for 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
I have a 2:30 phone call, so I need to go.
Oh, with a bride?
Yes.
Oh,
It's like an hour away. Listen to him, man.
No, I gotta get something to eat too, man.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
haven't eaten lunch either.
No.
And it's about the time that they probably are tearing down the free lunch.
Yeah, it's probably gone. Yeah. But man, it was great. To sit here with the great Bill Harman. Don't tell anybody nobody knows who you are. Come on, man. We had people running on set to talk to you. So don't even try.
honestly speaking, I appreciate the humidity. I appreciate you feeling
Humility.
the way-
I thought you said
Yeah.
humidity.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I have a problem saying that
That's
word.
all right.
But anyway,
it is
I'm
humid.
like Rudy. My tongue is tied. But I appreciate you for coming on with us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh,
the
this is so fun.
conversation. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it has
is.
been fun. You're
No,
probably
it's-
one of our best guests.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, I'm very honored. I like
Because
you
just
guys. You
keep
got a great
it
show.
real and
Yeah.
you're humble, man.
Yeah.
And
Being
that's all we
authentic
want.
is
We don't want
always-
you people come on here being stuffy.
Yeah, I hate when people come on and
Bill
do that.
Harman,
Yeah,
you need to do it the Herman way.
yeah, that makes
No,
me ass.
that would be a bad idea.
So we
actually.
want everybody to come on the show. When you come on or you get invited, come on, be yourself, let loose.
Yeah.
Man, we did a photographer guy. You talking about one curse? Oh Lord, she cussed.
Jody?
Jody, she's.
Oh, yeah.
I'll send you the
Yeah,
link to the show,
yeah.
but she was out of control.
Yeah.
We was like beep, bleep, bleep, bleep. I'm
If
like,
we
Mama,
had
you
to
can't-
bleep, we would have ran out of bleeps.
But she kept it real, and that's what we
Oh,
want
and
when
we
you come on
love
the
it.
show. If
We
that's
love
you,
Who else do you want to have on the show?
Oh, we
well,
gotta
we
get.
start with Jazzy. He wants Hubert, so
Yeah.
he's messing
Hubert's
with-
here.
Yeah, I know it. I gotta
Yeah.
get cute.
You know Mars?
No.
Got to introduce you to Mars.
Yeah,
Mars,
I need
Mars used to work
The
for
guy had the
Sweetness here in
Cincinnati,
Chicago.
shirt on today.
Oh
Got the
yeah,
shirt?
Mars. Yes, I talked to Mars.
Mars is a great interview,
yeah, I
and
told
he's
him.
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
It'll be a great show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to
So-
grab Mars. He told
Yeah.
me. I did. He's like, yeah, get me. Yeah,
So
'cause he was out there
Bill
dancing.
Harman, your agent, said you had to be on the show.
Gotcha.
We'll see what he says about
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make
So
sure
I'm
you try to
telling
work on that Jazzy
Yeah.
Jeff connection because that's one of my favorites.
Definitely. You just got to, after the show, when we're all kind of back and all this craziness is, that's when you go, hey, Bill, don't forget. And I'll make a couple calls, and I promise you, I want to see it happen.
Okay. All right.
I can't believe you haven't had him yet.
Well,
Hubert won't be hard either,
we
man.
we haven't reached out to any celebrities really.
Why not?
Because we were trying to keep it local to our market and just interview people.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what
That's
I told.
nice.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
tell you what I told him
Okay.
the other day. I said, Jeff, I'm too big for Dallas.
Oh wow.
I said, I'm too big to be put in a box. My stage is the world.
You know how you were saying earlier, we were both agreeing about that law of attraction, right? Okay. I got to a point when my DJ career doing weddings, and I said, I'd like to do stuff away from Minnesota, said my wife. She goes, well, when people ask you where you DJ, what do you say? Well, I'm Minneapolis. So, okay. She goes, well, why don't you say that you're a national DJ, national performer? I mean, what's it going to hurt? I mean, I haven't really gone a bunch of places yet. Well, just say it. I'm like, okay. So I started telling people, what do you do? Well, I'm a national performing MC and DJ. 2 weeks later, I'm in Alaska.
Oh wow.
The next year, I'm in Florida. I've hit every state in the union now.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
I had a workshop, and I said, this is a great little workshop that we're doing. It's a workshop that I've done in Vegas and things like that. I said, it'd be cool if, because I get paid now if I fly to cool places. Maybe I'll say I'm an international trainer.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm an international trainer.
And now you.
And a month later, I was in England.
Man.
And 2 months later, I was in Australia. Now I've been to Australia and England twice.
Wow.
And Canada and Ireland wants me to come over.
Okay.
So the law of attraction is real. And it is about what you say you are, not what you say you want to be.
We're worldwide.
You are
now.
worldwide. You're worldwide.
We need
And
a
why
D-
aren't you? It's the World Wide Web.
Yeah, we need a DJ from London. I'm gonna reach out to Phil
I'll
Morris.
get
and
I'll get you a DJ. You want to talk to the guy who's you want to talk to Jive Bunny?
Yes.
Sure.
I get him on the call.
Okay.
Okay, my friend. I'll get Alan Marshall for you first.
Okay.
Alan Marshall knows Jive Bunny.
Okay.
He'll get him on.
All
There's,
right.
You want to talk to some people
See,
over in
this is
Europe?
a hell of a connection, and I should have just gave you maybe 2 more minutes instead of ending the show, and we would have had Bill would have been down here. But I was like, okay, I'm running out of stuff to say. I didn't ask all questions. They didn't ask about different things, and now it's time. Okay.
Hey, the most important thing, or one of the most important things, and I tell him, I look at life like the Matrix. Who can take you through that door that you don't know exists?
Yeah.
Because it's never you. It doesn't matter how good you are. A lot of it is, can someone take you and introduce you?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are good, but nobody knows. We're secrets.
Wow.
So
See, and that's better than what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
Which is the way I think of it as the Matrix, where you spend a lot of time eating red and blue Skittles. It's way better. What you said was way better than I thought you were going to say.
It's the door.
It is
the door. Yeah.
Yep. And you have the key.
Yes.
Yeah. All
Just
right.
take me to it.
Mike, take us out, man. I got to get something to eat.
All right.
It's time to
Well,
eat. And
Jeff is being appointed.
Jeff's going to pass out in a minute.
Yeah.
no.
Jeff is
I
being
mean, we've
appointed
taken up
for-
enough of Bill's
We're
time.
going, Bill is not complaining, but we're going
Okay,
to
well,
leave.
hell, let's talk.
Jeff
No,
wants
no,
to
you know,
be-
you keep that
No,
laptop
no,
closed.
no,
We're
you
doing
go-
this is for
yeah,
you.
no,
This
no.
is for, we're here for
No,
we
you
are
go-
here for you.
Yeah,
We
you
need to get to the showroom.
get your
floor.
red or blue pill.
Yeah, we need to go to the showroom.
Get you a head full of Skittles right
Yeah.
now.
And we need to hit the showroom. And walk
All
through.
right. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
We
do.
got other stuff
Okay.
that we.
All right.
Bill has
All right.
given us an hour and some of his time.
Yeah,
Can y'all
thank-
believe we've been
That
talking
really
about?
speaks
Yeah.
to how many people really spend time with me.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
how long?
I'm
Look
a
at it.
lonely
Hour?
person.
Oh, it's an hour and 40 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
hey,
it's really,
yeah,
that's good.
'Cause I'm really
That's probably
lonely.
longer than any of our shows because we only talk for like an hour most times.
We got Johnny Cash.
And we got people hearing us on the other side of the wall coming over because we having way too much fun.
Yeah.
Isn't this Cuber? You got Cuber on the show right now.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, he's on the show.
See, you can't say no, and they've got him in the queue.
There he is.
Yeah.
He's in the queue.
He's in the queue.
So now you can't say he wasn't on your show.
Well, what we're gonna do is just set up when he speaks, and we just gonna be in the room. And when he get done, we're just gonna tell him,
Hey, come
"Hey, come on over here and get on. Come on, sit down. Here's a chair for you. We ready to go." That's what
Yeah.
we're gonna do.
We're
So-
gonna let you eat, man. And
Yeah.
again,
Hey, man.
I got a new
I
friend.
told
Yeah,
you.
I hope so.
I told you.
Oh,
I hope so, man.
I'm here.
Yeah,
told
me
you.
too.
I'm
Great
here.
guy. Great
Yeah.
guy.
No, he.
All those people coming to see Bill and jumping in the middle of
Oh,
the damn
yeah.
screen and production
Yeah.
is worthy of Bill.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks a lot,
And I
man.
thank you for what you did for me at first show. Like I said, I'm walking around puppy dog laws.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. and Mrs. Powell. And I mean, he walked around, introduced us to everybody he knew, man.
And this is the thing, though, and I don't want to interrupt him. We've had,
But you're gonna anyway.
we've had monthly meetings that we get together.
Yeah.
You know, with a group that he created, DJ
Yeah.
Crosstalk.
Yeah, you start talking about that. Yeah.
And he's talked about that story or told that story several times.
Wow.
Everybody that he comes in contact with and he tells them about going to a convention, that's the story that he tells.
But I mean, I tell him
But
because
no, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just
No,
saying
I
it's
the
know.
a good way. What
impression.
I'm saying is great
The
because
impression.
I'm trying to tell them that everybody leaves who they are at the door. And
Yeah.
it's just there to grow you, and you're gonna make some great friends, you know, for life,
Right.
maybe.
Well, some people do, and some people don't.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's up to you.
everybody has that experience. The experience you had, I had.
Mhm.
Right? The first time I went to a conference, I was a wallflower. I was on the side of the wall. I'm like, I don't deserve to be here. I had somebody come to me.
Oh,
Right?
Oh, okay, all right.
You're
Stop
giving
it.
French kiss to Cupid back there. But I was like, and somebody came to me and said, "Hey man, how you doing? Let me show you around. It's the first time." And because of that conference, good or bad,
Yeah.
disappointing or not, has become my mecca. Every year I go to, without fail, I don't look who's speaking. I don't look what's gonna if it's open,
Mm-hmm.
I'm there because that's where things for my DJ company,
Mm-hmm.
that was a tipping point for me.
Okay.
Okay. That's the year I saw Mark Farrell.
Okay.
Okay. Mark Farrell changed my life in a 50-minute presentation, changed my life. Without him, I was somebody else. Without him, I was back in the restaurant business. Okay.
Wow.
I quit the restaurant business making $250,000 a year to do this. I'll never see that money doing this unless I have a big company.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm a single op. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Mark Farrell stood there and changed my life, telling me, well, yeah, you can actually make a living as a performer. I dreamed of being a performer for a living, as an actor or whatever. Told me I could. And that, for some reason, hit me in a certain way. And I reached out to him. We became friends. Another thing I learned about these conferences is there's nobody at the conference you can't walk up to and say, my name is, I'd like to know you. Can we talk? You want to sit down? Nobody here that you won't do that for you. Not one person. Now, you might get that guy who's a little more into himself, right? You'll find that out. But we don't have that in our neighborhood,
No.
right? And even our local colleagues, they're still kind of wary about, they'll come, but then I don't know if I want to tell you everything.
Yeah.
There's a few group guys that, understand
Yeah,
that
feel
there's
like
no
you're
such
gonna-
thing as
yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
But here,
That's not
everybody's
the
got a
case.
common language. And nobody thinks of themselves as famous. Well, I suppose some people do.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I came here because people thought I was famous and nobody talked to me, I wouldn't come.
Yeah.
Okay. I came to these things to be a part of a group, to feel connected, to feel like I belong, right? And you can't belong to a group that you look down on.
Yeah.
I can't, right?
No.
And I know that the thing I do every day is the same thing you do every day. We do the same exact thing. Okay. I'm me doing it. You're you doing it. There's nothing new under the sun as DJs. Nothing. There's nothing at all that's brand new. It's just that we're all doing it different, or we're not doing it, or we're doing it in our own way. And the thing about this is you get that. You get to talk to anybody. You don't have, and if you sit back going, God, he's so cool and famous, I don't know if I should talk to him. But you're not getting what you get out of this. You bought a ticket to be able to talk to anybody.
Anybody.
He bought a ticket, same price you did to be here.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he? And if he doesn't, that's his choice not to talk to you. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So if you go through this conference like that, I'm talking to you guys too.
Yeah.
This conference, any conference, there's nobody that you shouldn't go, oh my God, I shouldn't. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here in the same room with that guy. Well, shit, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Right? And I did that the first time I saw Mark Farrell.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for about a day, and then I saw him in the hallway, and I stepped past that, and I went, Mr. Farrell, and he went, Mark.
Yeah, he's.
And now we have been close friends for a very long time. Very long time.
Yeah.
And he is one of the kindest, most generous human beings I've ever met, much less a mentor in the DJ world.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, now that I'm able to do that, I have close friends like Chris Hintz. I hopefully have close friends like you guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I've got close friends that I can call, and I can call Mike Walter whenever I want, because Mike and I are friends, not because Mike and I are on this level of guys who talk to each other.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, everybody's got something to contribute all the time. And the guy who's been doing it one day has got something in him that can help me in my evolution to go forward. And if that's the attitude that you have at these conferences, then you will get tons out of every one of them. If you come because that speaker's great and this one sucks and this was disappointing and that one wasn't, then we spend our time just judging what's around instead of being curious about what is with you in the room. Just because I'm not on stage doesn't mean I'm not available. And just because somebody in the room's not on stage doesn't mean they don't have something for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's a group of people, that we don't get to have. Yeah. You had to build one of your own in Dallas.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not as big as it ought to be, I'll bet. Because I'm sure there's way more DJs in that area than there are that come to your thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And there's way more DJs in Chicago than the people who've come to this.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's what I said, look, Jeff,
you can't
the people there are not the reason that we're doing it. And
Right.
they are not our audience.
I don't know if that's true. I think they might be, but I think they're on a different, like we were talking earlier, they're in a different place in their evolution. They haven't, like you and I said, when I started DJing for girls and to be popular and to get free beer, right? I mean, that's why everybody starts. They don't get into it going, I'm going to be a great DJ and I'm going to make a business. No, I did it to kind of piss off my old man and to do something other than go to college.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a point in my life where I met a girl. I was going to marry her. And then I sat back and looked at my life and went, well, she's a hairdresser. She bought her own house. And I'm living check to check in an apartment that I share with a roommate with 2 sticks of furniture. Okay, I got to get my stuff together. So do I want to continue to be a DJ? And if I do, how do I do that and contribute in a financial way, in a responsible way to my family, to the adult person I've become, or I'm hoping to become?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I go back and I find a real job, which a real job for all of us makes us look like the most terrifying horror story in the world. I want to do anything other than sit and, sell insurance.
Yeah.
So I made that choice. And then I went to my first conference because of that place in my life. It's got to be something else. And then I met a guy who said, yeah, there is something else, when I didn't believe it still. And then I had to teach myself, because I had to go, well, can I make more than $300 at this? And on that stage, Mark says $1,200. And I called him 3 weeks later. I said, I booked 3 for $1,200. I did it. Look at you, man. I thought he was going to say, good for you. And he said, that's it? $1,200? Are you nuts? He's been the guy for me who goes, that's all you charge?
Yeah.
That's really all you charge?
He's very good.
But everybody has that person, right? And I don't feel, I get worried when people look at me like I'm almost like a father figure, or I'm a figure of people. Somebody, I want to be like you. I'm like, you don't want to be like me. You want to be like you.
Yeah.
Just polished up, right? With confidence. Because anybody can charge what I charge. Anybody. You're just not.
Yeah.
Anybody can do what they want to do. You're just not doing it. That's okay. You're not doing it. But to say you want it and then not do it and complain that you can't have it, that's just not true.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't tell you that's true.
Yeah.
And I agree. Everything is true.
Wow.
So I do believe your listeners are out there. Those people are out there listening. They're part of things. They are your audience, and they are on a path. And when that path shows up for them, then you're there for them, which is all we can do.
Yeah.
We stand as a shining example of what's possible, because at some point they're going to go, man, I want to.
Beacon of light.
Can you tell me how because I want to be a guy. I don't want to work in the grocery store anymore, right? I don't want to have 4 jobs at the Piggly Wiggly and do this on the weekends.
I don't want a side hustle. I want a professional.
Right. Yeah. And they have to come to that, because we went for a while. After the first time I saw Farrell, we would go to DJs and say, let me tell you what your problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, $350, man, you could make a living at this. No, you could charge $2,000 for this. And all they heard was their old man saying, you know what the hell's wrong with you? It's this and this and this, which is what our parents did to us, or somebody that made us try to defy them. It's the old, I have to versus where I want to. And you tell me I have to, I tell you to go to hell.
Yeah.
I decide I want to, I'm going to have it. And nobody can listen to I have to. And one of the problems with some of the DJ associations, they spend a lot of time saying, you guys all have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to do this, and that. A lot of them went, I don't have to do nothing, man. I make $300 a gig. I got girls that throw their underwear at me every time I DJ. I'm the best. I don't have to do your thing.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And when they made a mistake trying to tell them,
they want to.
Yeah, a lot of those kids, they pushed away from anything like this because of that conversation. For like the first 5 years of 1999 to about 2005, there's a lot of those conversations that happened to young people that could have just been inspired as opposed to been scolded. Yeah. There's a lot of scolding, and that still happens.
Yeah.
And you guys don't scold.
No.
And because of it, I think this shining example of this show and the people you talk to, and just the two of you talking to each other about what's possible, where you're going, what you see for the world and for the people who listen and the people who watch, the people in this industry. I don't believe that those people are not they're not for you.
Well,
they are for you. They are out there.
No.
You just got to remember that you used to be that.
Yeah. And right? I agree with you on that. And that helps me to see that in a different light. And I appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Ricky
stop
Bobby.
running.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Ricky Bobby.
It's time.
All right, guys.
I gotta get some lead.
All right, bro. All right.
We got plenty of shows to go.
All right.
You gonna do more?
We're gonna let you go.
But I'm not enough.
No, we cut it out. Hey, we don't have to do no more shows. No Cuban for you.
No. Hey, that's you talking. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
No
I'm not
Cuban
listening
for you.
to Bill.
No Cuban for you.
No Cuban for you. Rudy's been on. So I'm good.
Hey, you know I'm gonna do this.
Bill has been on.
Hey,
I'm good.
I might get you a t-shirt. There's no Cuban for you.
Yeah.
I want to see you wear it on the show.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get the mic.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man, this has been great. This has been wonderful.
It has been.
I've truly enjoyed it.
Listen, I've done a lot of these. I've never had this much fun.
Thank you.
On any of the interviews I've done.
And just get the real meat of it and make it fun at the same time. So
yeah, when you edit down to the meat, this will be like 10 minutes.
We giving
them the whole show.
We giving them raw. Everything. It ain't no edit.
No, we don't edit.
No edit.
We ain't said nothing we regret. So no.
It's open.
And if you go back and listen to Bill, he done dropped some gospel.
Yeah.
Check Ecclesiastics 1 and 2. He didn't hit it.
Yeah.
So he done dropped some
I'm the prophet from another land, baby. Come on.
No, French Kisses Volume 1.
That right there. Yeah.
3A.
But hey,
There's John, there's Matthew, and there's the Book of French Kiss.
Yes.
she's been doing it 30 years, so she must know something right.
Yes,
So,
French
she
Kiss.
been in French Kiss. That
Okay.
name will draw you in.
Hallelujah, baby.
All right, hey, here's what the thing is.
I thought you were ending the show.
We are. He
Yeah.
finna hit the thing.
Yeah, he can't stop.
Here's
He
the thing
can't
is,
stop.